In this video, I'll be breaking down how to make 80s style beats for artists like Kelz or The Weeknd. The first sound I started off with was this synth from Analog Lab. It's called Velopad, and I found it by just filtering through the genres by going like soul, 70s and R&B or whatever, and I found this. And then I used ripcord to come up with this chord progression. Super funky. I actually started off with the last 3 chords, and then I just built it from the back to front really. And this is just what that sounds like. And as you can hear, not all the chords hit on like the one. They kind of either start early or late, and that just adds to the bounce of the sample. And the only effect I added to this was this phaser, and it is routed to a bus, but I'll go over that later. I then added this lead once again from Analog Lab. It's called the Select preset, and once again, I just went through the same process of filtering through the genres, soul, R&B, 70s and whatnot. And this is just what that sounds like by itself. Yeah, it kind of sounds off because some of the notes are out of key, but that's what gives it that like soul, R&B, 80s synthwave sound. So I don't know, it sounded cool in my eyes. And the only effect I had for this was this shaper box, just panning it left and right. And then I just came up with this drum loop for just adding a basic snare, kick and hi-hat loop. And this is just what that sounds like. I just added a fruity flanger, a shaper box to make it pan left and right, and then just an EQ to cut out like pretty much all the frequencies, just except this. Then I just found this bass by Nami. It's just one of his one-shots from one of his kits. I just clicked in really short, plucky bass sound, and this is just what that sounds like. Sounds super nice, sounds super bouncy, and it fits perfectly with the drums as well. And the last sound I added was just this texture, just to add like a bit of vinyl noise, and this is just what that sounds like. Yeah, just super in the background. But anyway, back to the bus that I was talking about. Now, instead of bouncing out everything into one WAV file, I just routed everything to like one mixer track. And what I just did is I added this reverb and I just tweaked with the settings a bit. I changed it to a room preset to sound as if everything was played in a room. I added OTT just for a bit of multi-band compression, and I just turned the depth down a ton. And then reels just to give it that vintage effect. And I also routed the drums to this, but I just turned it down a ton. And then what I did was route that to another mixer track with this effect track preset with just a basic vintage punch. And then I was just messing around with the pitches, but I didn't really like anything. I kind of liked how the original pitch sounded. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what videos you guys are trying to see. Like, comment, subscribe and all that. Follow me on Instagram at Louis Oblin. And yeah, there's the final sample with just some basic 80s drums and a Kelz acapella. Peace.